All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi, and we just got the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory from the National Hurricane Center, and unfortunately, Hurricane Laura continues to get stronger. Winds are now at 150 miles an hour, with a little bit of real estate still left here to potentially get even just a little bit stronger. Remember now, when we're talking about hurricane strength, Saffir-Simpson scale, 150 is a top end Category 4 hurricane, and Cat 5 is not that far away. That would be 157 plus miles an hour. So 7 miles away from physically being characterized as a Category 5 hurricane. A very powerful, very dangerous hurricane. When you take a look now at the latest pressure, now down to 940 millibars, 940 millibars. And when you take a look now at the categories, there's the Cat 4 up to 156, Cat 5 up to 157. And the remarkable thing has been the rapid intensification with this storm, this particular storm here over the last 24 hours. Let me go ahead and show you the satellite presentation. Kind of left it on me there too long. Do apologize for that. I was going to share this over to you guys. But you can see, look at that eye. Very powerful, very dangerous, but yet very beautiful at the same time. So there's a look now. That's the eye. Here's a look at the latest update on Laura. We've got folks, Sherry, Emily, Jacob, Scott, Natasha. It is scary. There's no doubt about that. Again, 150 as it's approaching the southwest coast there of Louisiana. Let me go ahead and just share this over to a couple of different pages here real quick before we continue the show. But when you put this into perspective, one more time, there's the graphic. We're at 150. Top end Cat 4 is 156. Low end Cat 5, if there's even such a thing as a low end or a high end, I mean, it's a major hurricane, 157 plus, so to speak. And when you take a look now at the last 24 hours, we've gone from a 75 mile an hour hurricane to now 150. So we've seen a 75 mile increase in the intensity of the winds from last night. A doubling effect. Just unbelievable there, folks. Keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers. Let's go back to that satellite loop here one more time. I want to go ahead and show you what's going on with that eye. It looks like it is now going north-northwest. Let me see if I can get, there we go. So there's yeah. So you've got Alexandria, you've got Lake Charles, Louisiana. So that is almost is going north-northwest. Yep, there it is from Hurricane Center. And then when you take a look at the visible satellite presentation, there's a look at what you got. Look at that. Look at that eye. Look at that stadium effect. And you can see with very intense, powerful storms, when the sun sets off to the west, you can see the shadow on the eye. Right in there. Look at the spinning motion going on as all this is moving to the north-northwest. Then the radar presentation also does a remarkable thing. It shows us, where the strongest winds are. There's Lake Charles, Louisiana, of course. We'll be watching them very carefully. And then if I stop the loop there, let me go ahead and clear this here. Let me share this to one more page. But again, very, very impressive looking storm right there. So there's the eye, and sometimes we like to look at the distance across the eye. So it's kind of shrunk a little bit, 22 miles. Earlier it was about 25. So you can kind of see what's been going on there. Then when we take a look now that it's getting closer to the radar, there's the Lake Charles radar, and it's going to be interesting to see how long we are able to keep the radar. But when you ping the winds, see that white area right there, folks? That is going to be way up there. 148. That's true. I mean, that's coming right into the radar right now. It's getting closer and closer. So a very high likelihood of truth with this particular image, as the distance from the radar to the eye is not that far away. The farther out, sometimes you get a little bit of an issue with the winds not being as accurate per se. And when you have a storm of this magnitude, you get some ridiculous wave heights. That is a very angry ocean, 31, 26. This water is just rushing towards the coast. We've had pictures of the marshland getting inundated with water. And then up towards the Galveston Bay area now. They do have a barrier island there, but you can see how intense the action is here as it's moving up towards the north. So there's a live look in of the latest current wave state of the ocean there in the Gulf of Mexico. And that's just flat out astonishing, scary, in fact, indeed, as that wall of water is going to be pressing northward into Louisiana. When you take a look now, peak storm surge, we're seeing reports now of potentially 20-foot storm surge, and that's why, you've heard a lot of talk about people needing to move in 30 miles just to play it safe. The other thing to keep in mind, too, for those of you that are not familiar with this part of the United States, is it's very marshy, so water can travel in much deeper, unlike in other areas of the United States. So that's why they are urging folks to move inland a significant ways just to make sure that the storm surge inundation doesn't do harm to life. Again, very, very dangerous storm system tonight with 150-mile-an-hour winds. So there's your potential storm surge of 10 to 13 feet right up into Lake Charles, the marshland right there. But the peak forecast are in the range of 15 to 20 in a few spots. And on top of all this, have you ever seen a storm double in strength? Emily, it has happened a few times. It has. That's a really good question. It thankfully, rapid intensification doesn't happen too often, but that's a good point. Yes, I have seen it. Tiburon, that's big. Yep, I am. And Kathy and I, we have a tropical storm type weather as of now. The storm is striking further north and east. It's going due north-northwest right now. So again, we'll watch this again very carefully for you guys there in Louisiana. Chris, excellent call. Juanita, Mr. Lopez, prayers for all in the path of this storm for sure. The other thing we're going to be dealing with is, and you guys have brought it up and have seen the tornado warnings already today in Louisiana, this is going to build north into Mississippi, into Arkansas. And these are some of the things you're going to be watching. What would cause the strengthening? Well, you have to have the right conditions. You don't want any wind shear, and you want really warm waters, which we have both of there, as we've been talking about. But let me give you a little bit of good news here. At least behind Laura, there's not a whole lot of activity. There's, knock on wood, going to be a little bit of a break there. 150, Joe, not 140, up to 150 now. So again, this is right up there with Rita. A different perspective here showing you what saved us, this big high over east, just east of Florida between Bermuda. That's been the saving grace for us from both Marco and Laura. And there's the eye as it is now moving, again, north-northwest, still at a pretty good pace. When you take a look now at the speed here, you have 15 miles an hour. And then one of the other things we can do is show you the distance to the coast. And let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to stop this right now. So 15 miles an hour. And the eye, we'll go to the north side of the eye. And we'll do, let's say right there, 75. So 15 into 75, 15, 30, 45, 60, 5 hours. So 5 hours time, right around 1 a.m. This should be making landfall very close to Lake Charles, Louisiana. Now, the other thing that I do want to show you is the water temperatures along the path of this storm. This is one of the other points I wanted to bring up, as a few of you have asked, well, what would cause this thing to strengthen this much? And you look at these waters. This is 87, 87, 86, right along that path, 86. So this is only fuel for this storm. That's the one thing that we've been talking about across the Gulf, has been the very warm ocean waters, and that's another thing that's allowing for this storm to strengthen. Michael, we have over 2.5, 3 hours. We obviously, this is the big story. It's not very often that a Cat 4 or Cat 5 comes in, but Look, we gave you the forecast, and I am going to cover the forecast here as well. I mean, we donate about a minute at the top of every show, every half hour to give folks an update on there. And remember, too, there's a lot of people from this part of the globe that came our way after the last couple of storms came through there. So we do have a lot of folks from Louisiana that live here in Central Florida. So we're going to give them their fair play. But at the same time, and you do bring up a good point, we are going to cover our local weather, absolutely. And in fact, let me go ahead and do that for you right now. Again, it's a pretty intense storm, so we're giving its due coverage. All the national media outlets did the same exact thing. So there you go. A couple coastal showers here. Again, the big story today has been the heat. There's the showers along the coast. There's the showers in Brevard County. Nothing too crazy. There's a look now. Yeah. I mean, that's another good point. But you have to find a balance, and I think that's a fair point. So no harm, no foul. Totally get what the person is saying. Chance of high road placement. Austin, I would have thought that would have happened by now, and because it hasn't, we've jumped up to 150. So yeah, that's a concern. Michael, you're welcome. Oh, it's okay. You know what? There's been a lot worse than that. By northeast, that's correct. This should stay east of Houston, but they are getting some rough surf, and they will get weather there. The core of the strongest winds, though, will stay east of the Houston area. So lows tonight, by the way, are looking like this. There you go. Good evening to you, Anthony. Good to have you there. Insane. I know it's just been crazy, right? And it's not going to get any better this week. Next week, there hopefully may be a few signs of a better weather pattern. But let me show you here. As Laura makes landfall very early tomorrow morning, we get a deeper easterly flow, which means a better chance for afternoon showers and storms. So that will actually work in our favor. It'll still be hot, but more of us will actually get cooled off because of the showers and those storms, right? And that's all we can ask for. Yes, yeah. There we go. Stella there. Yes. Jeanette Walker, good to have you. Junie Pachi, Sue Wagner, Lori Mashburn. So there you go. So that's the weather pattern. Now don't forget, we do have a Delta IV Heavy rocket that's expected to go up very early tomorrow morning to 2:12 a.m. Cumulus clouds at 8% go, and the heat that tomorrow is going to be the other big story. There you go. Happy Wednesday to you, Haley Riggs. Morristown, Tennessee's in. You guys are going to get some of this energy in a much weakened fashion, Melvin. I'd rather be in this rain. There you go, Cheryl. Prayers for all those. Well said, Tanya Langford. Bonnie, good to have you there. Yes. Far enough away from NOLA in the sense that the wind core will be away from them, but they did have some tornadoes. They're very close to New Orleans today, so that'll be the other big story. Now, heat feels like temperatures go hand in hand, and I do want to spend a little bit of time on that because heat can kill. Triple-digit feels like temperatures, but a notch lower than where we were yesterday and today. So I do think we're going in the right direction. Yeah, that's a big difference. Renee Bickett, we miss you too, girl. Shannon Fitzgerald, good to have you. Need rain in PC. Yep, better rain chances coming, folks. Let's take a look at that boat and beach forecast. Wind southeast 10 to 15. There you go. Jude, thank you. Prayers to everyone in the path. Well said. Laura, just doing my best to help you guys out. And we know that obviously they were from other hurricanes in the past. A lot of folks that were displaced in Louisiana have come our way, live here now. So we want to make them feel at home. Hey, Tony, humidity is killer. Allie Hearn, well said. Your team is winning, says Mary. It's early, but you guys took 2 from us last night, Mary. They're pretty when they're out over the ocean, not so pretty when they're potentially going to turn somebody's life upside down. I think we all can agree to that. Lauren Kreidler, good to have you there. Friday, 7/19 is our second launch. I am going to go back to Laura here in a second. Let me just take a look now at your updated 7-day forecast. No significant cool down. Rain chances going up to about 60% Saturday and Sunday. It's right there now with Katrina Molly. If you're just getting in, the big update at the 8 o'clock advisory here now is that Laura is now at 150 miles an hour. It's right there with Katrina, absolutely. Mary Richard, good to have you there. Cheryl Negrati, 25th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to you and your hubby. When you take a look now at the Saffir-Simpson scale, the wind scale, Cat 4 versus Cat 5. We're at 150. Cat 5 is 157. So just to kind of give you guys perspective. There's a look now at the storm. You know, size-wise, people are asking, well, how big is it? Well, when you go west to east across, about 316 miles. When you go north to south, it's a lot bigger, well over 400 miles. So there you go. So that's kind of that. And there's the visible satellite. As we're losing the daylight, it's getting nighttime. Look at that eye. Oh, thing of beauty, but at the same time, incredibly dangerous, incredibly deadly. So there you go. Rockets don't cause this. Yup. Thanks for what you do. You got it, Phil. Hello from Colfax, Louisiana. Norman, we're thinking about you guys. Angie Dione, thank you. There we go. There you go. Chris Shreve Cornell praying for Central Florida. Yep. Intensity. This is a Cat 4, almost Cat 5. There's a look at New Orleans. Tornado warnings now, north and west. Watch these bands south and west of New Orleans. Some wicked wind. There's your eye, 22.7 miles across. Just had a chance to ping some of the winds there. East side 125, west side 148. It's just unbelievable right there. I think it would be second. Well, it's doing that off of the Gulf of Mexico. Right around 5 hours. Right around 1 a.m. local time. Excuse me, take that back. 1 a.m. our time, which would be midnight their time. Math is always related to science. Absolutely. Laura, 1 a.m. Correct. Christine Marsh is in the house. Christine, always a pleasure to have you. Guys, you know my motto. Sharing is caring. The more people we can reach by you guys sharing these Facebook Live feeds, the more people we can put in the weather know, the more people we can get the very pertinent and very important information too. Check out these wave heights. Can only think of those oil rigs out there. The battering that those are taking right now. No sonic boom as no re-entry. There you go, says Emily West. Hyman Bobby, good to have you there. I work for Volpower. We have one. There you go. You're going to be a very busy man, Norman. Good evening to you, Terry. So spoke to friends in Lafayette. Heavy rains right now. Yep. I know Jeanette Walker always seems that way. Helene Wheat, good to have you. Barbara Lake, good to have you. Evening Tony from Mormon Beach. Kathy Helm. Roxanne Schneider. We're losing real estate, but we do have a chance to do it. We might get there. I don't think there are any weather issues for the. That's not a Falcon tonight. It's a Delta. We have Falcons on Friday evening and over the weekend. Heather Marie, it is sad, but let's hope for the best and prepare for the worst, right? Isn't that what we like to say? Someone was asking about the computer models. It's a lock right there. Boom. There you go. And then the storm surge is going to be the biggie right now. Friday's lunch will get. Yep, we will get it. That's right. Sonic. Okay, very good. Everybody's telling us we're gonna get a boom. Tamisa, have friends in Lake Charles. It's going downhill quickly for them right now. Jonathan Navarro, it took our rain. Yep. There is a chance. That's still on the table for me, based upon what I'm seeing right now. Let me do something here. Let me do something here. I'm gonna actually live on Facebook. That's en route in the storm. Okay, that's this potential storm surge. Let me do, so we have a plane in there. I was just looking at this. Oh, here's what I wanted to show you. Look at this. Lake Charles, 127, big Lafayette, 80-mile-an-hour winds. Then it goes up to Shreveport and Monroe. Right there, 70, 85-mile-an-hour winds, and then up on into Arkansas. Now, the other thing that I do want to point out is this. Hurricane hunters are in there. So this is going to look a little sloppy here for a second. There we go. I'm going to just I got 2 new Hurricane Hunter planes in there. What I'm going to do is, it's just going to look a little funny for a second, but just let me kind of load in the new aircraft that are in there. That's a NOAA plane. We want a NOAA 2. Here we go. And let's see what that is. So there's the NOAA 2. 153. Oh my gosh. And the Air Force, let me do the Air Force one. The Air Force is mission 300. Air Force mission 300. So there we go. There. 153. That's what we just peaked. All right, so there we go. So there's Air Force. We got that and we got that. So we got 2 flights. One just left from Georgia, which is not in there yet. And then let me hit save here. Then I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I just fixed and tweaked. All right, check this out. All right, so this is a brand new Hurricane Recon mission that's going up in there right now. And so you'll see the plane. Give this a second. It's coming out of MacDill Air Force Base. And look at this. Outskirts, punch the eye wall. Look at that wind speed. 153. Remember, 157 and a pressure of 936. So it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So that is they surged on through there. So again, 153 with a surface pressure of 936. Remember now, with the 8 o'clock advisory, they had the pressure at 940 and a wind of 150. So Hurricane Hunters are in there, and they've got it at 936, okay, 4 millibars lower, and the wind speed of 153. Laura, you're welcome, Cat. Bezo, it's knocking on the door. I mean, it's trying to do it. We shall see. We shall see. There we go. There we go. So that's a look at that. That is incredibly destructive. There's no doubt about that. So again, the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory had a pressure of 940 and a wind of 150. Hurricane Hunters are in there, and they've got a pressure that's 4 millibars lower, 936, and winds of 153. That's correct, Brittany. Getting closer and closer. That's on the east side of the storm as they were punching on through. Yvette, it has that little narrow window here to maybe do that. Absolutely. Nelly Perez, yep. So there you go. It's on the table, Patrick. It is on the table. Again, a very impressive eye right now. And it's actually looks like it might be getting smaller. And usually when the eye goes wider, the storm levels off. And when it tries to kind of come a little bit closer, tries to intensify. The other thing I want to point out to you, hopefully you can see this on your screen. Look at all these tornado warnings. And now the first bands are coming ashore there near Lake Charles. There's the eye. There's Lake Charles. We were pinging 125 and 148. Let me go ahead and clear this and see if I can get a new value. Not sure how much longer we're going to have this radar. This is coming right at 142. Let me do this. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more around the eye. Let me see what I'm getting here. 152. Oh my goodness. That is just insane. 152. You saw it right there. 152. This is the Velocity product. 150. Had 152. 143. Let me zoom in just a teeny bit more. There's the eye. 41. Every pixel. 147. 145. Wow, that's flat out pretty scary. No doubt about that, folks. That is 146. So anywhere from 146 to 152 is what we've been pinging on that product. Jeez. Michael, very well said. It is close to a Cat 5, absolutely. Cat 5 again coming in at 157. There's the loop. And if you missed it, the first big push of wind is indeed coming ashore south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better at this point for folks there. No, not 180, 150, 152 is the highest that I saw. Again, 180 would be unbelievable. So there you go. There's Lake Charles. National List of Lake Charles evacuated. Yep, there you go, Tim. I'm not surprised by that. So again, Lake Charles. We got Lake Charles, and we can use Alexandria. There may be a few radars that go down after this one comes through, for sure. Wave action for those of you just getting in. Check that out right there. That's just ridiculous. 30 to 35-foot waves as this storm is approaching the coast, and all of that wave action is being lifted northward towards the coast of Louisiana. And that is what's, again, could kill a lot of people if they don't evacuate. And that's why we are, mandatory evacuations going for a reason, folks. Anne Marie, yep. Let's see. Yeah, that's some pretty serious stuff. So again, we use the Sealand Overland product, and what it does is potential storm surge essentially. And you can see Lake Charles. Remember, it's marshy, so the water can go in a lot further than it can in other parts of the Gulf Coast communities because of the lay of the land. You go from there to the peak storm surge, and we're looking at potentially now 15 to 20 plus on a couple of models into southwest Louisiana. So we'll be watching that very carefully. Thank God for technology. Carol, well said. Betty Ann, well said. Debbie, just doing my job, just trying to keep folks up to date that are able to see this. And I know there's a lot of folks in Louisiana that now live in Central Florida. Cat 5 is the highest. Hello from Ocala, says Maribel prayers. Stay safe, need media. There you go, Kim, well said. So that is a look at the storm surge. And on top of that, we have other issues. We've got rainfall forecast of 10 to 15 inches, and then a swath of 6 to 10 all the way up into Arkansas. And that's going to come with the risk for severe weather and tornadoes tonight and Thursday from New Orleans to Jackson, Mississippi to Memphis on up into Little Rock, Arkansas. Now, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer because I do want to give you some good news. Once we get past Florida, there's a large area of real estate that is thankfully quiet right now. So hopefully we'll get a long break here that will go for an extended period of time. That's what we can use right about now. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So that's a look at that. Again, if you're just joining me, Recon is in there. And when I show you what Recon's got, it's pretty amazing. There's our storm. There's our Hurricane Hunters. Short time ago, they flew in. And, oh my goodness, 158 now. 158. We got a new update here at 9 o'clock. They found 158 mile an hour wind speed just a couple of moments ago as they flew on through. That's correct, Alberto. That is correct. There you go. we go. So definitely looks to be getting stronger. Uh, we'll watch succeeding measurements through here to see if we stay at 158. This could be upgraded to a category 5 at 9. I have wrote in Hurricane Hunter Flame back with Wilma. We flew into the Cuban airspace. That was back in October of 2005, right around the 15th through the 27th. That was a incredibly long flight. Christopher Rossi, 10 to 15 inches. Whoa. Mike Anderson, 158 is a Cat 5. That is correct. So that's one measurement. We're getting hourly updates now. Hourly updates from the National Hurricane Center. So here at 9 o'clock, we'll get another update. And at that point, based upon what we're seeing here, will be interesting to see if they go to 155 or 160. So we'll see. There you go. That is a look at that. And this will make the curve through the Tennessee Valley, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, all going to have to deal with this as well. Darlene, you're welcome. Just doing my job. Bellevue, it's been hot, very hot today. In fact, if you missed it real quick, let me show you the temperatures today. We had 94 in Orlando, 95 in Ocala, and it marked the 101st time this year that we've hit 90 or better. So there we go. Well said, Karen. Well said. Let me grab this, my daughter, real quick. Maria, what's cooking?
Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Oh, never mind.
Well, I'm almost. Let me call you when I'm done. I'm almost done, and then I'll call you back.
That'll be too late. Never mind.
Oh, what's going on?
I'll take your quick.
Give me the question.
Okay.
All right, cool. See you. Bye. All right. There we go. Homework question. Homework question coming my way. That's what's going on right there from my daughter. I'm gonna help her out. Let's see here. Holy cow. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's a look at that. Here's a look at that. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so there's the Hurricane Hunters again, finding winds of 158 on that last pass. And then here's the latest look there. Yeah. Yeah, I am multitasking, folks. That is correct. All right, so that's a look at that. There's the radar. Multiple tornado warnings north of Louisiana there. And then the band's strongest winds are now getting ready to come ashore here. We've got multiple areas of 50 and 60 just offshore. The eye itself right around 150 on the radar, pinging 152 to 153. So that is a look at that right there. And then as we take a look now at the surge, that is going to be the other big deal as we go deeper in tonight. All right, gang, let me end it here with a look at the local forecast, and then I'm going to make some updates on this and keep you guys posted on Laura. Well, 94, 94, 93, 92, staying in the 90s, no fall weather just yet. That won't come until either late September or early October. All right, gang, you guys stay safe. We're thinking about everybody there in Louisiana and Texas. We'll have full updates tonight on the CW18 at 10 and West 2 News at 11. And I'll be, again, if I see something that says Cat 5, we'll pass that along on social media, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You guys, thanks for all your questions. Don't forget my motto, sharing is caring. And you guys need to stay safe and wear your masks And just know that we're thinking about you folks there in Louisiana and over towards Texas and then eventually Mississippi and Arkansas as well. See you guys tonight. Bye-bye.